Oh, I don't have to start recording now. Because we're on YouTube already. Wait,
Where it's going
are
to
we on
record it
YouTube?
already.
Right? Category entertainment. Episode number is false. Yo, Beast, if you're ever editing stuff, you should have remembered to... Because that happened once when I was putting all this on the audio platforms. I was just starting the video and then pausing right away, looking at the upper right. And I screwed myself up for a good 5 minutes because I was late to edit the episode number one stream. That was it. That was it. Also, is YouTube chat even gonna... No, it is not gonna... Wow, a lot of you found that... Oh, wait, That's right. I last streamed on YouTube like 20,000 subscribers ago. Of course, you guys are already in the stream. Yeah, that came off like a flex. It's just like, I forgot that Twitch is late to show people that I'm live, and YouTube is like, hey guys, he's here. he's live.
Come on.
I haven't even finished setting up the stream.
We're doing the thing. Yeah. So no more Twitch? No, the Twitch thing will still be happening, but just not for the podcast. For the time being, at least.
Yeah, I don't know
Where'd my
how to
Snuggie? Oh, there it is.
show YouTube on
Snuggie.
the thing.
Is that the one I got you?
Yes.
Awesome.
I only have one Snuggie.
Oh, you really? I would have thought by now you would have collected a few more.
I have lots of blankets. I only have one Snuggie.
Am I blurry? I'm blurry
Yes.
to me. Yeah.
Yes,
You are
it keeps
blurry.
getting blurry.
Yeah, it's gonna be a problem for a minute. I'm gonna turn off and turn back on my camera.
Interesting. Yeah, I don't know how to show chat from YouTube.
Better.
I don't think. Interesting. Huh. Well. Sorry. That's another thing. That's one of those like definite positives of Twitch is chat actually works with Streamlabs, but that's okay. You know who I am. Aiden, get killed you bot. Where have you been? I almost deleted you on Epic because I was like, oh, this guy doesn't play anymore.
Nobody loves me.
Feels
probably
good
what he
having
thinks.
this emote again.
Yes. Acorn finally gets his flex. He's like, yes, I stayed member and you guys didn't. Look at me go, spamming the emotes.
Why is my picture not coming back up now? Do you hear me?
I hear you.
I hear you.
Can you see me?
No.
I can see you.
Yes. I'd update.
I am not on the stream though.
Oh.
You are on the
Oh,
stream.
I was
Just give me
the
a
whole
second.
stream for a moment there. Holy shit.
Whew. New here, thanks to Beast. What's the agenda? Okay, so it's probably a good thing to mention what this is for those who do not follow the Twitch. So every week we do a podcast, we hang out, chat about whatever, and it's not more complicated than that. We can't read all of chat out on the stream, but we see you, so it's worth mentioning that you can keep chatting, and we'll see what's going on. And what was I trying to say? Yeah, it's a fun time. And we used to do it on Twitch, but we're not doing that anymore.
Because Twitch is a jerk face.
I don't know if that's specifically true, but I will not decline it live on stream. No, Twitch requires an average amount of viewers, and what that apparently means is they require an average amount of viewers per stream, which this doesn't get on Twitch. So it's
Right.
just numbers. I don't really care what platform we're live on. I guess I'd prefer Twitch, ironically, but
Yeah, well,
that's not in the cards.
Consolidation. So
Here we are. So I used to have a chat backup. What screen is this even going to show? Nothing. All right. So how can I don't know. I shouldn't be even saying this. Donna, how was your week? You're in a new place.
I am. So it's all in boxes and whatnot, but this will be my office. So this is where you will see me from now on. So that's coolio.
That's
is
fun.
that is that background you said you were going to set up where you have one side of the room being your gaming and computer setup stuff, and the other side of the room being your crafting.
Yeah. So where you kind of see that green right there, that's on top of another desk, and that's where I'm going to put my sewing machine and my Cricut and whatnot. And then I'm hopefully going to get a couch, and then you'll probably see Motard laying on that couch 90% of the time.
What about setting up like a camera over there when you're doing crafting stuff?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know about all that.
So that you can stream from there, like you did when you were making all the masks for the wedding thing.
But I did that because I knew I was going to be stuck there all day. I don't know. I guess a lot of people would show up to my craft streams, so we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
It's not about what you're doing so much as people like you. So
that's true. That's true. Why do you guys like me? It's weird. Like, hi.
Just kidding.
Hi, Raul. Yes, I'm in California now.
All right. I'm set up now. I know I was going to mention, I'm kind of glad that we're not as late today, because Sig and I had to, like, go pick up his check. I had to figure out YouTube. We got Subway on the way back, and then we were like, I called at 3, and then YouTube was figured out in, like, 5 minutes. So I'm kind of excited that I pinged thinking we were going to be, like, potentially 20 minutes late, and we weren't even close. So, cool.
I only got to eat half my sandwich, so...
So you're all settled now, Donna? You're there?
Define all settled. I'm in my house.
And everything is physically with you.
Yes.
Because we're not even technically settled. Our garage is still loaded with boxes that just... My mom and dad are both waiting for each other to sort through them. And I'm like, you know what? Not my shit. It's just not mine. I physically wouldn't know what to do with it. So my boxes are unpacked.
So I have been having that argument with my husband of all people. I'm like, well, these boxes are all your stuff. And he's like, well, you can touch my stuff. I don't know where you want your shit. We all know I'm particular about where my shit goes. I don't know where you want all of your stuff. Just
No,
I think he just wants me to unpack his boxes for him.
I've even offered to help, like, put stuff away or whatever. Just direct me, show me where that goes, tell me where you want this, tell me where you want that. I'll carry things, I don't mind, whatever. And it's just there's other stuff going on, so it's made getting everything situated in the garage not quite happen is all it really comes down to. Because when Dad Beast gets locked into I'm gonna do this, he'll spend hours out there moving stuff around and organizing and doing. It's just that there's a lot of unpacking and boxes and stuff to go through, from what I can tell.
As a side note, before we get back to moving, a comment was just made that has cracked me up. So because we're back on YouTube, Donna already sees what I'm talking about. Because we're back on YouTube.
But it's a different kind.
I don't swear in my videos, generally speaking. I've done it before, I'll do it again. But in the general, regular content, bleeping is just funnier if I ever do swear. And when am I going to curse in a Best Perks video? It just rarely happens. So, generally, I don't swear in my videos. It's not a rule. It just doesn't happen much. So, so somebody in chat, having not clearly been in the streams often on Twitch, which you should be. Oh, I haven't clicked that Twitch button in so long. It doesn't even work on you. Oh, it does. I forgot that it's slow. Is Nightbot even alive on my YouTube anymore? Oh, goodness, it might not be. Oh, maybe Twitch links are bugged again. Is YouTube... Hey, you know what? Whatever. Nightbot's having a tough day. Anyway. I just thought that was really funny. But yeah. Our garage is quite big. And that's kind of a double-edged sword. Because it's big in that you'd want to clear it out and use the space. But because it's so big, many of our empty boxes are just left out of the way. And... That's an easy thing to
ignore.
Boxes
down. No, not empty boxes so much as unpacked boxes and stuff too.
Full heavy boxes of books and fucking cables that we don't use and everything. I mean, just literally everything in a household that's not.
We had a stack of broken down boxes that was almost as tall as you physically are, Rosa.
I believe it. I believe it.
As wide as you are tall as well. Like it was just a mound of boxes. It was a Donna square of... We should start measuring things in Donnas.
Saying it was a 5x5 stack of boxes.
Cube. Yeah.
Yep.
No, what was it? Speaking of using using you as a system of measurement, that reminded me about Natalie. Uh, Beast called Natalie out on the caramel M&Ms thing the other night. And I'd seen Natalie talk. You know how we never can tell exactly what Natalie might or might not want to eat or whatever,
Right.
because she's just so picky about things.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw her in the Discord said something about wanting or loving caramel M&Ms,
Mm-hmm.
and Beast thought I meant M&Ms dipped in caramel,
Oh,
and I was like, no, 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 they're M&Ms with caramel inside, like instead of a peanut or instead
yeah.
of peanut butter or
That's what I
whatever.
thought you meant instantly.
Yeah, and no, Natalie, and when I told Beast about it, I was like, oh yeah, she could probably only eat one. And Beast was like, maybe two. she
Hey.
she's a system of measurement for being
Right.
super tiny. You're just average tiny.
A whole M&M or two.
You can eat more than a couple M&Ms, I'm sure of it.
You know what's funny is that my nanny, who is my great aunt, so she's like a grandma, has moved in with us, and she's smaller than me. And all of a sudden, I remember, oh yeah, my family's small. At least the females. It's really funny.
Bunch
The
of
females
tiny
in my
people.
family are all really small, and then all the dudes are like 5'10" and above. So we are just, I don't know. I don't know what we are.
Yeah, I had a
All
funny
right.
reaction earlier. Yesterday. When did I get my hair cut? Yesterday. Was that yesterday already? No, that'd be 2 days ago.
Day before. I had to
Wow.
work. It was day before yesterday.
Days vanished from me. Anyway,
You're
she's
telling me, dude.
she's tiny too, and like probably as tall as you are. She's I don't
Me?
know. I won't. Her height 5'3", 5'4", somewhere in there.
The
Anyway.
haircut lady?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's tiny.
And it was just, she must have been wearing like tighter fitter clothing, because I got upstairs and was like, you're tiny. Like you're small. Like either I grew an inch or two, or you're just wearing flats today or something, because this is, I don't know, it was unprecedented. That was like the first thing I said to her was, you're tiny. And I was
We
just,
know we're tiny. We don't need to be reminded.
yeah, I don't care.
It was
She's-
it was a surprise though, is what it
Yeah, I
comes
was like-
down to.
Got upstairs and you're wow, fit you in my pocket. But I got my hair cut, which is funny because I was starting to like the headband. It was kind of fun to just get it out of the way. But I didn't like the reason I had to wear the headband. So it's nice because down here, static is a new part of my life. I'm not wearing them right now, so no sock reveal. But I've been wearing those super fuzzy socks, and fuzzy socks plus carpet plus thin winter air means I am getting like properly zapped, painfully
It's
zapped
electric.
from like
Like
wall lights. If I miss it and
Sorry,
I hit the whatever, the screw, those are not insulated in any way. I feel a zap almost daily. And I don't know where I was going with that. Oh yeah, so that static clingy, the hair just connects to my forehead, and it's not like I can brush it out of the way. It'll magnet back to my forehead. Drives me insane.
Yeah, no. My interest in haircuts is because my hair is just so thick and it gets itchy and it's a pain. And I know Rosa, you're not interested in talking about haircuts.
No, I don't. I just like self-deprecating humor whenever anybody complains about hair. I'm like, tell me about it. Oh yeah, me too. Oh no.
Yeah. Oh no, it's so unfortunate how thick my hair is.
Oh
Yep.
no, it's terrible.
I'll just change wigs to the non-thick one. Shut up.
Right? Oh, it's too hot.
No, let's see. I talked about it in the Discord a little bit, but not a lot, so a lot of people probably didn't hear about it. But the early part of 2021 was a literal dumpster fire for me. I can officially say that the beginning of 2021 was a dumpster fire for me. There was a literal fire in a dumpster at my work the other day. So
That's hilarious.
You can send the images in Discord, I think.
I did, I thought, to someone. Who did I send it to? I might have sent it to Jeffy. I don't know. Oh, yeah, okay. I can send it again. Anyway, yeah, those fire pit things, like the little campfire type bowl thing you can have on your patio,
Mm-hmm.
on your porch or whatever. We have a few of those at the restaurant, and because of COVID, the governor has told us that we are not allowed to have patrons inside the building. We can't have customers seated inside the building, but they allowed
Right.
us to have seating outside, which makes no sense, especially considering it's 12 degrees Fahrenheit out there. Who the
On a good day.
hell? Oh, wait, drunk people. They
Yeah.
love sitting outside in the cold, like tailgating around campfires and getting hammered, drunk, and ordering food. So that's what they've been doing. But let me send this before I lose track of what I was talking about.
Yeah. Yeah, he's gonna send the pictures of the group chat so we can actually show what this looked like. But it was amazing. So are those dumpsters? They're made of steel, right?
I don't know what they're made of, but I have to assume some kind of
Whoa.
plastic for how quickly and easily it melted down to nothing.
Let me see if I can pull this
Whoa.
up.
But yeah, anyway, they one of the girls was setting up after having customers in the night before, Friday night. There were customers in, and they had fires out there on the porch.
That was a
And
dumpster, chat.
The next day, 3 p.m, she was like, oh, well, all the ashes in that are cold, and carried it around there and dumped it into the dumpster. And that was the cardboard dumpster. That's the one where we have all our recycling and everything. And I mean, it had been snowing on it and stuff. Like, it was obviously like out in the cold all night long. Like, how could it possibly?
Uh-huh.
Oh wait, it still can. The ashes apparently insulate hot coals enough that she didn't even think about it.
Why? Yeah.
Which is why nobody's mad at her over this, but it did happen. And yeah, it got dumped onto the cardboard boxes in the dumpster. And next thing you know, the dumpster is literally a dumpster fire. And yeah, that was fun. So the fire department showed up and everything. The cops showed up. It was a whole thing. I had just gotten to work like 15 minutes before this, and we weren't even set up for the day yet. And we're all standing outside because the fire department wouldn't let us be in the building. Like, you can see in the picture there that it wasn't like the building wasn't on fire. It's an outer enclosure next to the building. And they had to come in with all their tools and stuff and check everything to make sure there was structural integrity was all fine before they let us back inside. And then finally we could continue setting up for the day. So we were about an hour and 20 minutes late to actually beginning the day of standing outside in the cold.
Were there any customers in that time frame?
There were 2 that were there when the fire started already.
Okay. So they might have understood.
We had people like pull into the parking lot and see the cops and everything and go, oh, never mind. And
right.
Drive away.
Wow, sad. Okay.
Yeah, it turned out that I was walking around the front of the building to go over to somewhere else for, I don't remember what exactly. I think it was for a oil filter or whatever, when all this happened, because I was like, oh, well, that's not going to be a problem. And I continued on with what I needed to do that I could do. And I was walking around the front of the building, and a cop came blazing into the parking lot, like as fast as like way faster than any of the other emergency vehicles had shown up, right? And like siren blaring, the whole thing. No one else did this. This one cop, and he's like screeched into the parking lot. And
Hard
everything.
charger.
And I was talking to the girl who had started the fire on accident. That was her dad.
Oh.
So I was like, oh, I get it now.
No, yeah, I get it now. I would have been like, what the fuck is wrong
I was waiting
with
for the
you?
reason behind this
That's exactly
overzealous
what
cop.
I was like. I was talking to her, and I was just like, what was with that one cop that came in, like siren blaring and everything? And she was like, oh, that was my dad. And I was like, got it.
Yeah, that makes sense. If I heard my kid was, accidentally started a fire, I would be rolling up heavy too.
You actually met her. She was the one that was bartending that night when we went up there to do trivia.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The girl that I told you I saw her in the back. She's got the farm girl kind of thing going on, where she was like back there moving kegs around.
Yeah.
just like nothing. Just
well, not like nothing, but she's a lot of girls act all dainty and everything. And she was like, "Fuck that! I got work to do." Boom! And fucking hip check that fucking keg out of the way and stuff. It was like, oh, okay.
excuse the hell out of
Somebody
me.
was asking if you at least got paid for that time. I assume.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was on the clock the whole time that stuff. But
It's always
yeah,
such a
it was
funny detail that nobody
was-
ever mentions.
yeah, it was kind of a scary situation for a minute. And then I realized that it was not dangerous to anybody. No one was getting hurt or anything, and it was like, okay, dumpster's on fire. That's kind of funny. Let me take a picture real quick. Like went on with what I was doing.
Someone's asking what I'm eating. So we got Subway before the stream. I'm just eating my regular chicken sandwich, lettuce and tomato. Very, very basic. American cheese. Nothing more. It's always funny because whenever I have conversations with somebody who's like just started working there, they always give me that roundabout like, you don't want anything else? No sauce or anything? I'm like, no, just a sandwich. We're done. And today they were clearly training a newbie, and it's kind of funny. They got a lot of turnover at that place. Every time we go in, it seems like there's a couple different people there. I know that hours change.
The owner
but
must suck.
we go there often enough to where that can't just be bad timings. Like we're seeing new people almost every time. But I don't know. I thought it was funny. When we went to the pizza place you applied to, say I got to see the owner. Yeah, that was such an interesting story to me. I don't know. It's still crazy that he went in for an application and she was like, "Oh yeah, we totally need more people here." And then he was like convinced that they were all staffed up. Anyway.
Yeah. But yeah, after all of the stuff with the dumpster fire, everything, one of my coworkers was changing out the oil in the fryers. Like he was dumping it all into a big pot to put new oil into the fryer after cleaning it. And he spilled a bunch of oil, like fryer oil, on the floor.
Oh.
Not dangerous, like, hot oil or anything, but it was just a big mess more than anything.
The grimace was, I know how hard it is to clean up oil.
And that's the thing is later on, after having cleaned it up, you're never going to get all of it up. I was in the kitchen on the line doing stuff, and I got a little souffle cup of marinara to put up in the hot window for one of the waitresses, and I leaned forward to put it up there, and my foot went out from under me, and I laid my fucking forearm down. You see the red there? I laid my forearm down in the window where we put up like to-go orders and everything that stay under the hot lamp. So I burned my forearm on that, and it wasn't even painful. Like, it's still not painful. Like, it doesn't bother me. But every time I reach over top of the griddle or over top of the char grill or whatever, I feel that heat suddenly going, hey,
How you doing?
Fuck, that stings every single time, and it sucks. So like, it's not even a little burn. Like, I've had worse sunburn, but yeah.
Dude, my face is sunburnt from driving for 4 days, 5 days, however long it was.
Yeah, you get some. What is it? Truckers, like long haul truckers. They always have one arm is all tan.
Well, I have it on both sides because I drove
you were
some.
riding as much.
Yeah.
I
So
always think I'd like being a trucker.
I don't know about that.
I don't think you might, because you're pretty good at like solitude as long as you have people to talk to, and you could talk to people all the time. You just wouldn't be able to game all the time.
I wouldn't be able to game at all as a trucker.
That's not true. A lot of the truck stops have really good Wi-Fi, and I know a lot of truckers who are gamers. They just can't be hardcore gamers, obviously, because you never know what your ping is going to be.
Mobile
I come
streamer.
from a very blue-collar family.
I should be
What's
a
that
truck
one
driver
guy that
simulator
comes in-
IRL. Live
What's that
stream
one guy that
shit.
comes into the streams all the time? The trucker. It was like something fish or something. wasn't it?
Yeah, Dustin. That's all I know.
Yeah.
Name
He's
was
a trucker.
Fish somewhere in there. I haven't
Yeah,
seen him in a while,
don't
but he's a
remember.
trucker, so, and he came from Minecraft, so
Yeah.
he stuck around because he liked us. But I mean, when you spend as much time on the road as he did, it's easy to. And I think he had a second kid at some point, so he's probably just
He did. I remember
being
him
a
talking
family
about
man.
that.
No, it's fun.
How
One of the-
dare?
Yeah, how dare he?
Get an actual life outside of talking to us. Gosh,
Dude.
who
Despicable.
would do such a thing?
He came in when we were building the wither farm. The best part about a wither farm was the ghasts. That was
Catching the ghasts?
No, they were caught. Iron did a ton of work. We were moving them in. That was. always the most exciting part of the build, because to those
That was a
who
wither
haven't
farm
played
before I was
Minecraft,
involved, right?
what?
Was that a wither farm that happened before I was involved?
No, this was Patron. No. Oh man, what season was this? Might have been season 3. I think it
Yeah,
was
I
season
thought.
3.
Yeah, I helped catch the gas and stuff for that. Yeah.
All right, well,
I
Iron
have
never let me
screenshots for that,
forget how
yeah.
much work he did on that, so I just
Oh yeah, I know.
credit him. But regardless, the ghasts were caught already, and that's always the most exciting part, because it's like, so those who don't know what ghasts are, they're the things that Notch would spawn on your server if he ever joined. You get like 15 of them flying around, you know, backwards cat noises, throwing fireballs at you. So if you ever wanted to watch hours and hours and hours of work designing a farm go to waste. Screw up one of the gas movements, and then we'd have long rails and blocks blocking their line of sight that wouldn't suffocate them. It was a whole thing. It was a whole thing. And apparently
Glass
that farm doesn't
panes.
work now because gas suffocate in ice, which they did not before. Or no, well, their hitbox is a little different. They would suffocate in ice at a certain... Their hitbox is weird because they're a 4x4 block mob, but their eyesight is at like the 3 block area, and you only had to block one... You only had to... Oh wait, block is being used too much here, but you know, 1 cube inside the body to actually prevent the line of sight.
Yeah, if you think of them as a 3x3 cube, it would be 1 cube in the center of the Rubik's cube kind of thing or something, right?
Yeah, basically. And it was very, very stressful moving those in. And that one went off without a hitch. I don't think we even lost a single gas. Because not only do you want it to not self-destruct the farm, but catching a ghast in general is just a bitch. So 64 times was enough. And whew.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a slow systematic process, just dropping gas in one by one from the ceiling of the nether, and you can't speed it up or else you'll risk screwing up. So it's just a multi-man effort. Somebody's at the top sending them down, somebody's watching the track, make sure it's safe. I was usually, I think, putting them in because that was the most exciting part for the stream. Whew, I can already feel like that.
And whoever it is that's putting them in has to spend their entire time being absolutely careful not to get within eyesight of the things.
And that's why I liked it.
If you get seen, suddenly everything goes to shit.
That's why I liked it being me, because then if something screwed up, it was me, and I could just be mad at me.
Yeah.
And I knew everything about the farm because I know the guy who made it, so it was somewhat easy to repair if anything happened, which, you know, things happen, so. I haven't done technical Minecraft in years. Yeah, I haven't either. Well, years no, but I mean, not seriously. It's funny because I popped into Minecraft out of nowhere, built the most advanced potion lab I've ever designed, and then just stopped playing again. Which is, I think took like 40, 50 hours on stream. That was a hell of a time. Nobody cared, but I had a fun time, so it was fun.
My friends just started a Minecraft server, just vanilla, just simple. Yeah. And I started playing with them because they bugged me so much. But they also opt me so that I could just build my little house and my rainbow sheep farm and not worry about their shit. Their XP farm and whatnot. I'm just over here, doo-doo-doo-doo, I made a purple and teal house. Like,
yeah, that's not surprising. You know, you'd be surprised, honestly, like how many people I talk to that are like, oh, I could never do what you guys do. It's all so technical, blah, blah, blah. And then there's me and Rosa that are part of this community, and we're like, I'm not technical. I barely understand how any of this shit works. Like, if at all. I'm just here using the farm sometimes. I don't know how it does.
Doodle, yeah.
It's just so out of context for everybody because I haven't uploaded Minecraft content regularly in a long time. So I doubt most people watching even have any idea what we're really talking about. It's weird.
One time you made a wither and it flew away. I killed that wither acorn. You left that thing just loose on the server.
To those who don't know, actually, a lot of what I do at that potion lab even is on the patron server. So if you are, well, I shouldn't call it that, the VIP server. So if you're a member, like Raul and Acorn in chat, if you're a Twitch subscriber, if you're a patron, you can absolutely join that server, and it's a fun time. It is a fun time, but I haven't played Minecraft regularly in a while, so I don't know when I will. Someday, maybe. My last session hasn't happened yet. I know that for sure.
I've had a few random people show up whenever I was streaming a little bit of Minecraft, and they were asking me, "Can I join your world?" And it's like, it's a single player world. What do you? No. Like, is that the only way you see Minecraft? Is that you can join people's game? What? I don't understand. It's a single player.
I've been considering doing world tours again.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, because I think it would provide a lot of context to some of the things we mentioned on stream, and it'd be pretty low effort, seeing as they already exist. The work has been done, but we did a lot of the huge iron farms and wither farms, plural, and a lot of really cool stuff when I was a significantly smaller channel. And a lot of that stuff never really got its own video even. Like the iron farm. I'd work on it over the course of a few episodes, but then that was it. I never really did like a proper showcase or anything. So, I think it'd be fun to go back to some of those older worlds, show off everything. I could literally do like probably 50 episodes just detailing areas of our world. I could start with Minerva Season 0, Season 1, Season 2, Season 3. We're on Season 4 right now, and they're doing even cooler shit now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I talked to Chris Shell not that long ago, and I'm pretty sure I brought it up to you. I'm not sure for sure, but yeah, 90% that I brought it up to you about possibly hosting his current single player world on the box so that we could all visit it and explore it.
Oh yeah.
Because he's been playing the same single player world for 7 years or something, he said. I think it is. I don't know. It's some astronomically, I can't believe he's been playing the same world number for, that long. But I don't think he's been playing it hardcore or anything. So, it's not like, oh, he hasn't ever died in it, but it's still one man building all the things that are built in that world, and it's just kind of astonishing to see some of the pictures, and I'd really like to go explore it and have him like show me around and tell me about the things and how he went about doing the thing that he did, or whatever.
On a world that old,
I think that would be fun.
A significant amount of work would be put into redesigning to make it work for newer versions.
Oh, that's the thing, is he said that he remembered like when Diorite changed or came out or whatever. Like he went back and changed out blocks because it matched better or looked better with this item or that block or whatever. And I was like, Jesus Christ, dude, seriously? You went back to your old builds and changed stuff out? Okay. You didn't just build a new thing.
I tried that and I can't do it. Like,
yeah.
To do all that work solo without an audience and for nobody else's eyes is very, very foreign to me.
That's what I was saying, and I'm interested. I want to see what all he did.
Like that, for example. You're going to go back and touch up old builds for
who?
Yourself?
Yeah.
Which is fine. I have nothing bad to say. I could never relate to that. I used to try. I used to do that. I used to play single player, and I used to bug my parents. I knew they didn't give a shit, but I'm not going to just do all this for my own eyes,
Come look at the thing I built.
That's why videos had to happen, because I'm like, they clearly aren't following this, so
Yeah, I could totally see Mom Beast coming in the room and going, "Oh, that's nice, honey," not understanding at all what that is.
Then I'd have to get into it. I'd have to explain it and be like, "This is impressive, I promise." And they'd be like, "Oh yeah,
Mom, look at the thing I made."
They were nice about it, but I knew I was getting nowhere.
Is that Rosa? Did you see that TikTok I sent you? That was a "tell me you're a mom" without actually saying I'm a mom.
No, I don't think was it recent? I haven't looked.
I don't know. It was a couple of days ago, probably at the most. But yeah, it was the video. The girl has the phone in her hand in front of her, like selfie mode, and she just kind of moves the camera up and over top of her head to where she can see the floor behind her, and her toddler is standing behind her, punching her in her butt cheek. He's like, I like butts.
I relate entirely too hard to that. We were at
that was her way of saying I'm a mom without saying the words I'm a mom.
We were at Walmart and Clark would not stop punching me in the ass. Like, would not. I had to give him psycho eyes because I was like, Clark, stop it. And he was just like, just like a fucking, and like full out punching me in the ass too. So I had to I dropped to one knee and looked him in the eye, give him crazy eyes, and I was like, cut it out. And then he started crying. So.
Or is it just immediately cuts to crying? Because
yeah.
Because I told him to stop punching me in the ass. Yeah.
I feel like that same shit happens a lot on Discord with not childs of all people, where somebody will do something that's annoying, but like just
we were talking about this the other day.
We might have even been talking about the same person.
No.
Or you might have been. Well, no, somebody in the server. Anyway, where somebody's doing something annoying and you tell them to stop, and then they don't stop, and they don't stop, and they don't stop, to the point where eventually the message needs to be sent in such harsh words that that person's now very upset. And it's like, I see this happen all too often, to where I'm
and
like,
then they tell you didn't have to be so mean. No, obviously I did, because you weren't listening.
And it's like, is there not a middle ground? Could we not? Anyway.
Yes, Raoul, that is a snuggie.
I understood a snuggie.
It's just a backwards robe.
Me for Christmas 3 years ago?
It was like 3 years ago, yeah.
My sister
it was the first Christmas since I met you. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, 3 years ago.
Because I was always bitching that I was cold in my office during the winter.
Funny. Yeah. What about sister's new jacket thing?
Yeah, she got like a, I don't know what it's called, but it's a really soft. It's a big.
It's called something like a comfy or something like that. I don't know.
Oh, so they're just like giant sweaters made out of fleece blankets.
Basically.
Yes, essentially. Yeah.
And she loves it. Yeah, oh my god. It goes all the way down to like her shin.
Mid calf.
Yeah. Depending on her angle. And it's huge. It's glorious.
Yeah. Do you have a picture of her playing pool?
I do.
There was that one. Yeah, there was. Yeah.
Too much effort.
I don't want to go through all that, but there was a picture of her where she's standing there with the pool cue, like just barely bent over to shoot it at the pool table, and the sweater thing, it basically touches the top of her foot. It hangs down so far because she's
this like guitar pick shape with feet at the bottom.
Basically bell shaped. It's really funny.
It's so funny. I don't know.
It makes it look like she's got these tiny little like 4-inch legs. It's hilarious.
Oh, Archer's back on his weighted blanket. Have you guys heard of weighted blankets?
I have one, and it's amazing. The only thing that I wish is that it was heavier, but they don't make them super heavy because that would be dangerous. But I'm like, smother me, and like I just like to be squished. It's fine.
I think Asher has one that I think is like a 25-pound one or something like that.
Mine's only 15. They're expensive, so mine's only 15.
Yeah, I think Asher got it from her mom, or from their mom. Stole it from their mom.
Mm-hmm.
We talked about this before? Yeah, well, I'm talking about it again, because it sounds interesting. Because the one he describes is like, it cools itself as at the rate that you heat it, basically. I don't know the exact science, but weighted blanket that doesn't overheat is intriguing to me.
Might be 50.
Yeah, mine doesn't overheat.
Wow. Because that's what would happen, I feel like, is I would become an oven, and then I'd open up my blanket, and then steam would come out.
Not quite how it works.
Well, I think it comes from the same place as like swaddling a child.
I don't know what that word is.
Like swaddling, like where you wrap them in a blanket like a little burrito.
Okay.
Baby.
A lot of that comes from them feeling secure And the weighted blanket provides that same thing, but without the being wrapped up to the point that you can't move.
Oh.
But they have these adult, like, what are you doing, Rosa?
I'm fixing my camera. So
it's
I
a
only
twitchy
plugged
thing
in my
both
camera about
things
20
for me.
seconds before you guys called, so I hadn't like zoomed it in or anything yet. I'm sorry.
Now the YouTube that he set up is all super close on you.
Oh, sorry.
I already had you adjusted.
No,
Well, I didn't have me adjusting.
it's fine. It's just funny because it was really.
I just didn't
messing
want
with
the
me.
door to be in the frame just in case like my nanny peeked in, because so we've taken in my nanny, and I didn't want you guys to be like, what? And it's my grandma peeking in. Hi guys.
Yeah, I was
No, but
I was looking at Discord when you do that, and how like to those who don't, just for reference, the top of my head is like halfway vertical on the frame of this camera. The wide angle is stupid. So I am way zoomed in, and yeah. So I'm actually tiny in my frame on Discord, but I resized it to be normal for the stream.
My frame, you can see the corners of the blue screen like behind me in the actual Discord.
Raul's commenting on how Donna's bundled up in Cali, and Sig and I are in Minnesota in t-shirts.
Like I just responded, I'm a Cali girl and I'm cold, okay?
Well, what he doesn't see is the space heater blowing straight on my feet.
Right.
So I am really, really warm, really cold. And that's what I was going to mention earlier with the Snuggie Talk is I like that idea of like a blanket shirt, but you know, I kind of like just blowing the space heater into the room and making the whole area just this temperate, warm.
I put off enough of my own body heat that I don't need to be wearing extra layers while I'm inside of a building that is temperature controlled.
Right. That's fair.
I do the same thing. So I have like a fleece blanket that I lay down as a sheet, and then I have two other fleece blankets that I have with the soft side down, and that's specifically so that the two will rub together and make friction. It's amazing. I can slide into bed and slide the blanket on, and it's already like sweaty hot. Like it's enough friction to just, whew, it warms quick, and that can get out of hand instantly. And I might be a little exaggerating, but it's really not that far off. Where there's enough friction to where it's lovely. And so yeah, no, if I wore something like that, it would be too much. The space heater goes on and off regularly.
I came very far north from South Carolina to Minnesota, and my parents, both of them, have had the conversation with me of how I'm going to freeze my ass off here. And I've had to explain to them that I'm not living outside like a savage. So, you know, they figured out how to warm buildings up here. My father has gone so far as to try and offer to mail me a heated jacket. And I was like, no, Dad, do not do that.
Not only is the house heated, but we have spare space heaters in the garage. Plural. Like, multiple spares.
I'm sweating right now, okay? I don't need any of that.
I'm close to it. If this space heater was like a little warmer, I'd be sweating. I can feel that I'm on the brink.
My mother, just yesterday, when I spoke to her, she told me that another person in McClellanville, where I came up here from, has told her to tell me I need to come home. And I was like, why? And she said, because he said it's too damn cold up there. I said, oh, okay. I guess I'll be there soon.
They've got to be joking. Like,
no,
do they think
seriously.
that people are frozen in place up here?
Yeah, like this is just the wild wilderness of the north, and there's no buildings, and it's just snow on top of our heads all the time. I don't know what they think happens here.
Well, I don't know about the wild wilderness being disputed thing. I watched a duck walk on ice earlier. So, you know, that happened. And it's as silly as she's imagining, just waddling on ice. These motherfuckers are finding areas where the ice has melted. Ice water, you guys. This is frigid. And they're just plopping in, bathing themselves. I'm like, what is a duck made of to where that is comfortable for them? It blows me away that they can just waddle into water all happily. And enjoy that. Frozen water, mind you.
Yeah.
No, it's
Well,
been fun watching the frozen river because it's like currently there are patches of it because it's a flowing river. It's always fighting against being frozen, and anytime it heats up even a little bit, which is like 30 degrees out, it'll immediately
the water will start peeking through the ice.
It's dripping right now. What's the temperature?
The temperature right now?
Oh, it's 36. No wonder we're 4 degrees above
37
freezing.
is
So
what I'm
everything's
seeing.
dripping.
Speaking of weather, so Clark got an Alexa, like a kid's Echo for Christmas. It looks like a panda, and he is obsessed with that thing. This morning, I heard him go, Alexa, what's the weather today?
Like,
it was ridiculous, but like everything, he's realizing how much it can do. And so at least once an hour,
yeah.
oftentimes more, but at minimum once an hour, he's in there asking it a question. And I'm like,
You've created a monster.
Yeah, I've created a monster. He'll be like, what did he do? Oh, earlier he said, Alexa, play Moana music. And it did for like 3 hours.
But I mean, okay, there's an upside and a downside to that. The upside being that you no longer have to listen to the insanity that is a child's mind going, why is the sky blue? Why is that dog brown? How many dogs are there in the world? Yeah. Ask Alexa. Just go nuts.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you have to worry, what else could that kid ask that thing that I don't know about?
You mentioned like a kid's version, right? Is that what he's got?
Oh, it's a kid's one, so it's not going to answer anything inappropriate, and it's not going to play any like explicit music. But yeah, no, I get it.
Well, yeah, that's the thing is, you have to wonder how quality is that quality control when it comes to it being a kid's one,
How are
Well, I can also, on the Alexa app,
you can monitor it.
I can see everything that he's asked it.
Oh God, that's going to be a good book for you to be able to publish one day.
Right.
Shit, my kid asked Alexa.
You know what? In like a year or two, I might.
I just trademarked. Got that one. That's me. That one's all mine.
That's me.
You can help me like edit it, so
copyrighted and trademarked, all mine. No, I said it first. There was that that Twitter account years and years ago that was shit my dad says. Do you remember that? And then they ended up making a TV show out of that with William Shatner. William Shatner was the dad in Shit My Dad Says, the TV show. And it was just S**T instead of shit. Yeah. But it was they made a TV show out of it. It was like 2.5 Men kind of comedy. It wasn't, it wasn't super great, but it was, you could watch it.
Right. You can look
but
at
yeah,
it.
the Shit My Dad Says account was a great Twitter account for a long time.
Alexa, order scented candles. Apparently, I'm triggering in chat.
He also got this like nightlight glow glow whatever thing. And so it's funny listening to him trying to change the color, and he'll change it color after color after color. Alexa, change my nightlight to red. And then, because it changed. And then, Alexa, change my nightlight to green.
Trying to trick it.
Like
trying to see if it can do the thing.
Yeah, and it does.
That's funny though.
Yeah, I don't know. Alexa, they're so popular, but I feel like it's just not. I don't know what I would do with that.
Yeah.
I didn't think that it was really useful. My dad had gotten me one forever, and then a Prime Day, I don't know, a few months ago, if you ordered a smart plug through the Echo, it was only $5. So I was like, you know what? Fuck it, I'll try it. $5, whatever. And I used it for the light in my room. I am so lazy. It was like magic because I could leave the light on. I could get in bed and then I could be like, Alexa, turn off my light. And then I was already in bed and then it could get dark and it was magic.
There was a TikTok I'm pretty sure I sent you that was another one of those tell me how you know your husband's never going to leave you or something.
Yes.
And she was just like, honey, when you turn off the light and you hear him go, Alexa, you know what time it is? And it starts playing sexy music for a minute. And then it turns the light off. It was so stupid. You know what time it is. Okay. But yeah, you can program that thing to respond to any phrase that you want to say for it to do a certain thing. So
I
you
wonder
can
what
say,
Zelos got set up then.
Alexa, lights, and the lights would just come on,
I wonder what kind of key phrases we can work with. Alexa, turn the lights off. I'm just trying to
just
get it
mess with
activated.
people.
Yeah. Somebody in chat. Apparently you can hear
that's
us.
happened to streamers, where you can do that, where they do like you're doing right now. You have speakers, and they have the donation alert, where Dude Man will speak for $5, and you can have the donation alert say, Alexa, what's my address?
Oh, jeez.
And Alexa will go, oh, blah 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 blah, and just tell your address. And like it's been, streamers have been caught up like that a couple of different times.
No.
They dox themselves essentially for a few bucks.
That's
no, thank you.
That's sneaky as shit.
Yeah.
I remember on Xbox it was really common because people would play through speakers all the time. Xbox off, and then you hear the dlink of a friend logging out. That was a really common problem
With the
for a long.
Xbox Connect, yup.
Oh god, that was funny as shit. Oh my god, that reminds me of lobby stuff. Somebody would join in, say they were a hacker, and then if they said if you did B up A as fast as you can, you get the menu, and then you'd see a bunch of people back out of the lobby. Which is, B, are you sure, up A, and then you're gone.
Yeah.
It was pretty sadistic, but it was funny because you get that instant recall of like that sound of somebody leaving and then half the lobby's gone and you're like, oh my god.
It's terrible.
And now that person's sitting in a lobby alone feeling really dumb.
What's all the little Easter eggs and stuff too that were always fun? Like, when you could ask the Echo Dot or Alexa or Cortana or any of those things, like you could ask them random crazy questions, like what's the best way to hide a body, or something like that, and it would respond with some crazy nonsense that was nothing. Or you'd say, "Hey, tell me a joke," and it would say something just self-deprecating and terrible. Or you ask like the Google Cortana, what do you think of Alexa? And it would be like, I'm not going to talk about her, or something to that effect. It's like, wait, what? Gets snarky. Okay.
Those are funny. I don't know. I don't know anything about that stuff. Alexa,
if
up,
you whisper
up, down,
to it,
down,
it whispers
left,
back.
Left, right, BA start.
Yeah. That's the Konami code.
I wanted to read that out because Zelo stopped responding. I wonder if we're getting anywhere. I don't know. I have no idea. It's just the funniest thing to me. If you whisper to Alexa, it whispers back to you. That's funny.
Yeah, that's interesting.
I'm just surprised how popular it is because I've never seen... Oh, you switched it off? Party's over, everybody. Pack it up. Thanks for coming
Time
by.
to go. Yeah. But yeah, we were in the car. We were talking about the podcast thing and how we've been doing this for over a year now. And I think I'm just still, it's kind of still settling in that we've been doing this for over a year. And, once a week, come in, sit down, have a conversation, talk about just all kinds of craziness and whatever comes up. And, people come in and they ask, what's a podcast about? And every now and then we have to reiterate what it is.
Well, no.
But, there's no set subjects or anything. And it's nice to be able to just hang out and talk about some stuff and just random, see where it takes us, But
I feel like 2020 went by really, really fast for me.
For you. You're the only person it went by fast for.
Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because COVID had little to no impact on my life. And most of my days are streaming, making a video, or I don't fill my times very well. So a lot of my
Watching,
days just kind of
watching Netflix and YouTube videos.
yeah, honestly,
Mhm.
I relax a lot.
Yeah.
I like to soak up TV shows and such. It's fun to be able to reference things, and
Yeah.
it's just if you think about it, because like I think of the podcast as like my timeline. Like in my brain, it still has the emotional impact of an idea we had a few weeks ago. That's it.
Yeah.
In a
That's
sense,
why
yeah.
I feel like 2020 disappeared, because it's like I look at the number and it says we're 58 episodes in, and I know those are spaced a week apart, yet the emotional
Yeah, it
memory
feels
in my brain has the strength of an idea we had a month ago. Like it does not feel like it's been a week. And that's probably because it's just a quick couple of hours, and then I
Yeah.
move right the fuck on with my day. Like it just doesn't. It's a blip. So it's really just I don't know. And I didn't have any crazy long hours in 2020. Really, I mean, I've just
It's
been
true.
nose down making content or enjoying my free time, which is important
I
because content takes a lot of time.
I feel like the first half of 2020 went by pretty quick for me, but in the second half, a lot of big life events have happened. You know, my
Mm-hmm.
brother passing away,
Right.
me going to actually be able to see Asher, me coming here to stay with you and or visit and it turning into staying with you more than anything. You know, there's some big steps there that I'm getting away from living in a household that I was unhappy living in anyway. There, things like that. I've been feeling trapped in McClellanville for a long time, and now I don't feel trapped anymore. So there's that. But there's still some changes to come too. I'm not going to be living in your household forever, there, Beast.
What?
Sorry. I know it's unfortunate, and I know you want me to, but I'm gonna have to at one point get
The
to
bleeding
a situation
sarcasm.
where I can get my own place.
Nah.
I've thought about that for myself, like, and the fact that I don't even know if I want to move out. My parents don't seem like they want me out. In fact, a lot of times when I come up, they're like, "Stay. You haven't been up here in days." I'm like, "Yeah, okay," and then I go back down. So it's like, I don't know what I'm gonna do either, because it's just kind of, it's like, with how much rent is and how I'm incapable of currently buying a house, it's like I'd be
Oh, yeah,
spending a
there's that
shit
A
ton of
key not
money
working.
to be alone, which I like the people of the house. I don't leave much as a content creator, so it's boring to not have anybody else in the house with me. So
That's why you and Sig are gonna get a house together. Duh.
yeah,
I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to it, but I'm not like, oh God, we got to get a place together.
Yeah.
I've always felt like if I moved out, it would be my own place. I don't know,
Mhm.
but I don't know. I don't have any concrete plans for that. The other thing is the house we picked here is ridiculous. We have a river out back, and there's a bunch of shit going on all the time. I took a picture yesterday because there were literally, I'm not rounding, in fact, I'm rounding down, there were a dozen deer out there just grazing in packs. I think
Yep.
there were 14. It was
Yeah.
it was bonkers. I mean, like, what the fuck?
I feel like when I talked to your dad recently, he said something about over a dozen deer. So yeah.
Yeah, I was out there, and it was mind blowing. And like, I'm not a nature fanatic. To me, it's just a bunch of big dogs, and it's like, yeah. But it's still cool, you know? It's like, I know that if I bought a house, it would probably not have such a view. And it's like, do I need that? I don't know. So, I don't know. I feel like you would get lonely living alone. Oh, yeah, no, I'd be miserable. I'd be miserable.
Yeah.
I am. So we took those personality tests a long time ago, and on the 16 personalities site, I highly recommend
Yeah.
it if you guys haven't taken it. It's interesting to know. And I am 83% extrovert, but I live
hermit.
essentially as an incel. Like I'm just
Mhm.
indoors, all by myself. I know that incel means two things. That's true as well. I don't meet people. I don't meet partners. My sex life is
Mhm.
dead because I'm not exactly getting out. It's not like I don't know how to talk to people. I'm just not
Getting out.
exposing myself to anything,
Mm-hmm.
any situation that would meet anybody. So it's just a really, I don't know. I'm a person who feeds off other people who doesn't meet other people. You see the problem there?
Yeah.
So, anyway, there was a bobcat here a year ago. That's kind of like the wildlife at our old house. It's like, yeah, there's a coyote, we think, somewhere around here.
I'm going to address it real quick. Raul, the reason I referred to Asher as my player 2 is because that's easier than saying the they, them a lot of the time.
Oh,
And
I just
Asher-
typed that.
Asher is non-binary. It is not her.
Archer
So,
says he's a
yeah.
logician. I read through those because a lot of the personalities were saying that they were like one of the rarest types. Then I did the math and I'm like, 16 personalities. Well, they've all got to be rare. You know, like, wait a second.
Yeah.
But it turns out that a couple of the main category ones, there's like 3 or 4 personalities that are like 40% of the population. So if you're not one of them, there you go. I'm a protagonist apparently, which is absolutely fucking freaky. If anybody wants like a website that is beast on paper, go to the protagonist
The definition of
personality
protagonist through
on
that.
16 personalities. Here, I should pull it up just to read some of this because it is spooky accurate. Just how accurate it was for me, at least. I don't know if everybody fits into a category like I do, but it was odd. Yeah, I think it was logistician, defender, and a bunch of those. Yeah, logisticians are 13%, and then those added up. So let me I'll link this site just to save everybody the. And it was weird because as a content creator and a Discord server owner and all that, I felt like protagonist was a really like weirdly accurate term.
Mhm.
But yeah, protagonists are natural born leaders full of passion and charisma, forming around 2% of the population. They are oftentimes politicians, coaches, or teachers, reaching out and inspiring others to achieve and do good in the world with natural confidence that begets influence. I'm getting chills. Protagonists get a great deal of pride and joy in guiding others to work others to improve themselves in their community. People are drawn to strong personalities. Protagonists radiate authenticity, concern, and altruism. Unafraid to stand up and speak when they feel something needs to be said. They find it natural and easy to communicate with others, especially in person, and their intuitive trait helps people with the protagonist's personality to reach every mind, be it through facts or logic or raw emotion. Protagonists easily see people's motivations in seemingly disconnected events and are able to bring these ideas together to communicate. And it goes on, and it's like weird. Just weird how some of
How
that
much-
just lines up exactly with how I see the world. And Barry's like, what the fuck? It's like, holy crap, it just... I feel
It do be
outed
like
on this
that.
website. And it went on to another thing about the altruism, which I felt really true. That like I usually care more about other people than myself, and they had that listed in here. How they care about other people and empathize almost to a fault sometimes. And I was like, what the fuck? Oh, it said it right here. The interest protagonists have in others is genuine, almost to a fault. When they believe in someone, they can become too involved, and then it continues on, and it's like weird. I don't know. And I've seen it happen where I'm trying to like, I don't know, help someone with whatever, but then I might believe in them too much to the point where it's like maybe they can't actually do the thing that I think they can, but it's whatever. I don't know.
Archer posted his in the Hangout, and it came up as logician.
Yeah. Should we read his?
I don't know. Should we?
I don't know.
didn't-
You don't. Let's read Sig's.
Okay.
You're an executive, right?
I believe so. Yeah. What is that? That's the thing I posted. Yeah. the
Executives are representatives of tradition and order, utilizing their understanding of what is right, wrong, and socially acceptable to bring families and communities together. Embracing the values of honesty, dedication, and dignity, people with the executive personality type are valued for their clear advice and guidance, and they happily lead the way on difficult paths. Are we not talking about Sig here, chat? Taking pride in bringing people together, executives often take the role as community organizers. Interesting. Working hard to bring everybody together in celebration of cherished local events or in defense of traditional values that hold the... Is that not the banhammer written out in clear English?
Yeah. I'm uncomfortable with this now. Let's not do this anymore.
I mean, it's like they literally just described head admins all around the world. It's like, what the fuck? Where's this test? Yeah, Acorn, it's linked up in chat. The 16
Actually,
personalities
if you
site.
look in Hangout, it's the most recent post by Archer was from that test. It's there.
It's
16personalities.com.
Have you ever taken this, Donna?
I'm taking it right now.
Okay, I was gonna say you were
it's
making some faces that.
It's gonna come up with the result. Are you sure you're one person?
It had been called out like that today. As I'm sitting here eating my Oreos. Okay.
I love you. Okay, I love you. Sorry. I love all of you. Everyone.
We all know I'm special, all right?
Yeah. All of your personalities know you're special, yeah.
You know what to do. Yeah, it's interesting. It's very, very interesting. And I don't know. It's weird because a personality is just you. It's not anything to think too much about, but it's very, because sometimes you learn about yourself, you know, because like if they can nail so much of what they already nailed, if I read some of that and don't agree with it, it's like, well, maybe I should look out for that in the future.
That's the thing that's spooky about it, though, is that you're reading through it, and it's legitimately like, holy fuck, describing a lot of the personality traits that I know I see in myself. And it's not just a canned, like, oh, everybody kind of has that. It's more specific than that. Like when you look at, say, your horoscope,
right?
You know, which I'm not going to sit here and shit on horoscopes. There are people out there that absolutely believe it and everything.
They shouldn't.
That's fine if they want to. They can do that. But but the reality of it is, a lot of the time, if you read through the horoscopes, like if I were to look, mine would be the Aquarius one, and I'd see it and I go, oh yeah, that kind of relates to me. Yeah, that kind of relates to me when I read it. Okay, makes sense. But then I could look at just about all the rest of them and go, oh, yeah, any of them relate to me. So it wouldn't matter what my actual horoscope was. You know, I could read through and just pick one and go, okay, that sounds good for today, and move on. Like they're all so vague and open-ended that I just don't see it being a useful
And before Donna says her piece, I did note something in like my description was like, protagonists reach they try to reach every mind, be it through facts and logic or raw emotion. And I read that and was like, well, yeah, that'd be the two ways that you do that. I was like, but it's still mostly. Anyway, did you finish your test? She looked ready to...
So, like Sig brought up, I literally have a personality disorder. Not one, but two, actually. I actually have two separate personality disorders. So these things I find really difficult and inaccurate for me because my personality is heavily influenced by my surroundings. I could watch a movie and I could take on the personality of the lead of the movie. I could be like, that character is me.
You
because
start empathizing things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So these are really hard for me because I might take this today and be like, oh yeah, this is totally accurate. And I could take it a month from now, and because I could be a totally different person. And by that, I don't mean when people used to say, what is it? They used to call it multiple personality disorder. That's not a thing. It's dissociative identity disorder. Because you can have multiple personalities without them being separated psychologically.
Well, see, that's the thing, though, is I think the best way for you to handle taking the test would be to have someone close to you. Like
I was gonna. So it's funny that you were saying that because I was about to be like, Sig, can you just take the test and answer how you think I would be?
Answer the questions for you because they know you well enough. Like your husband, for instance, or your best friend that you've known for years and years. To take the test for you and answer for you would be a better way to have that done, because right now in your own mind you might go, yeah, that says what I think and feel right now, but that's not all the time. And it's hard for you to differentiate and go, okay, I need the all the time answer. So yeah.
Right. There's just ooh.
And that's a good, I mean, even for everybody, I feel like no test online is ever gonna be true always. Like not every word on this page is gonna be the absolute truth for every point in my life, and that's true for everybody, I would hope. But it's interesting because like it made me wonder about like your root personality. Like a lot of times the way somebody is fundamentally There are some cores that are just never going to change, and it makes me
Yeah,
wonder.
your
Can that
full-on
change?
belief systems are, they're changeable, but they're rarely ever gonna change.
And it's like,
Like
how did I
you can be
get this
convinced of
way?
something.
Normal people.
Was I 8 years old growing into a protagonist, or was I molded this way at some point in high school? Was I always? And I feel like I kind of was, like even as a child growing up, I was
It's
always trying to lead whatever group I was in, and I don't know.
early childhood development is a big factor in who you become as an adult and everything. That's why it's important that parents are good parents.
And come to think of it,
And
my sister got mediator on this, which if you look at the site, which I've still got pulled up, is
that
right
doesn't
next to
surprise me at all.
protagonist.
That
So
really doesn't surprise me.
I don't know if that's grouped by similarities or what, but we were clearly molded by our parents and environment somehow.
What are the letters? Like logician is INTP.
She is
dash T.
INFPS.
Okay, and yours?
ENJF.
I would have thought that they would be very close to each other as far as the type that way, but I don't know. I haven't looked at the website in a long time.
Diplomats is the main area of people who are intuitive and feeling.
Mm-hmm.
So advocates and mediators are INFP and INFJ. Protagonists and campaigners are ENFJ and ENFP. So I think my sister and I share intuitive emotional responses to the world, and that's where the
it's how you react to them that's different more than anything.
Basically, she's more of a mediator who is people who are often seem quiet and shy, but they have vibrant, passionate inner lives, which is so my sister. And don't you totally know this now? Have you figured that out? She always seems so passive and not that interesting. But if you go through the shit she's done in life, she's gone to Puerto Rico, ziplining. I think she went to Puerto Rico twice to study ants. She's been to these different places. She's gone. But she acts like,
crazy amount of things for a 12-year-old to have done.
Right. Fortunately, their caring nature can help them create and sustain deep relationships with their loved ones. I read this, and it was like, they could have written this with my sister's name on it, and I'd have been like, yep. Yep. The funny thing is, Danny had the same personality, which I thought was interesting, because when we were dating, we were doing the personality test, and I think mediator was listed as, like, potential matches for a diplomat, and I was like, makes sense. And I was over here taking notes of like, so if you ever have a person who you're courting take this test, they have a whole section on like relationships and like pros and cons with that personality. So take notes if you guys are trying to. This is like the real way you should court someone. Learn about them and how you can be.
We'll be right back.
Whether or not you're going to be a match. I don't know. Is she studying biology? She was. For a while, she was literally studying ants in, was it Puerto Rico or Costa Rica? I always get the two mixed up. God, I think it was Costa Rica. I believe it was Costa Rica. My dad did something in Puerto Rico. She might have been Puerto Rico too. Dude, I don't even know anymore. I can't keep up.
I got entrepreneur.
Ooh. Let's read about Donna then.
I think it's as close to split as you could be.
Yeah. Entrepreneurs always have an impact on their immediate surroundings. The best way to spot them at a party is to look for the whirling eddy of people flitting about them as they move from group to group. Laughing and entertaining with a blunt and earthy humor, entrepreneur personalities love to be the center of attention. Oh, this is Donna. If an audience member is asked to come on stage, entrepreneurs volunteer or volunteer a shy friend.
I might do that.
Theory, abstract concepts, and plotting discussions about global issues and their implications don't keep entrepreneurs interested for long. That doesn't seem like Donna.
That's not accurate, no.
She's all about all that. They keep their conversations energetic with a good dose of intelligence, but they like to talk about what is, or better yet, to just go out and do it. Entrepreneurs leap before they look, fixing their mistakes as they go, rather than sitting idle preparing contingencies and escape clauses. Entrepreneur. Whew. That's a busy personality. That stresses me out to read.
Rosa fits right in as being a busy person.
Yeah. You gotta.
You show gameplay of your mag-sized Jack's Revenge? I have that on my channel. You can Google on my not Google. You can go to the search bar on anybody's channel. Jack's Revenge or Mag Perk. I don't know, somewhere in there. No, I was always interested in this because it's just nutty. It's nutty how they can section people into 16 categories. Woof.
Yeah, Sid, go look at it and see what you think. I don't know.
Go look at what?
Oh, she's an entrepreneur.
Your test.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
So what I thought was interesting was the way they labeled these personalities. Like one of the most common ones are like logisticians, right? But that sounds like not everybody's literally that. Or like architect is a personality type, but lots of people have that personality without literally being that, you know? Like how many people are an actual commander in their life?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, but so that's why mine always freaked me out when I read protagonist. I was like, well, that yeah, as a content creator, I am sort of part of my own story here. So it's just such a very specific term that always freaked me out. But yeah, and some of them are more regular, like mediator, for example, is one that's a personality in my opinion. That's not any kind of specific job, even though I know that mediators exist. That's not really the most
First
used.
paragraph in the friendship section for entrepreneur says people with entrepreneur personality type are definitely the life of the party, with an enviable imagination and an invigorating sense of spontaneity. Entrepreneurs are never boring. They love exploring interesting ideas both in discussion and by going out seeing for themselves, which means that entrepreneurs always seem to have some fun activity hidden up their sleeves. At the same time, entrepreneur personalities are easygoing, tolerant, and charming, making them naturally quite popular. I don't know that you're easygoing or tolerant.
I'm definitely not tolerant. I don't tolerate people and they don't tolerate me.
And then the second paragraph goes on to talk about hands-on physical activities like team sports are an entrepreneur's idea of fun. And that just does not scream Donna in any way, shape, or fashion, except to go, this is not Donna.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, I don't see this being a perfect example of you. We're gonna have to go through the test like together maybe, and I'll go, no, that's not your answer.
A couple of mediators in chat. Not as too complicated to place, which is what we were talking about.
Accurate. No, that's what we were saying. I literally, so to sell myself out here, and you know, I joke about being physically, mentally ill all the time, but I am. And so I have something called borderline personality disorder, and it's like we were talking about where I kind of just adapt to what's around me, and it is so difficult to nail down my personality that it's hard to find a therapist that'll take me, because therapists like fixing people, right? And usually when you fix somebody, it's because they have a certain trait that needs work. How are you going to fix a certain trait when my personality changes week to week?
Day to day sometimes.
Day to day, exactly.
Yeah, no.
So I'm definitely never boring.
Yeah. That's the thing about it though, is this kind of test is okay as a guideline for a large percentage of the population, but not as a set of rules for any of the population, or you know, a this is a solid, this is all it is, and definitely not for all of the population. So if anybody out there that's listening or here in the chat or whatever, if you take the test and you feel like it doesn't match to you, that's okay. You know, it's not just that it's wrong, but you don't fit the mold. That's all.
And even as somebody who's raving about the accuracy of mine, there are things in here that are certainly not me. You know?
Yeah. You're gonna find at least one or two that are inaccurate at the very minimum. Some of them may be wildly inaccurate.
I feel like, so looking at these quick glance, looking at the 16 personalities and they're grouped into, you know, the 4 subsets, I feel like if you smushed all of the explorers together, you would get the closest to me.
Yeah, I just see, and that's the thing is they're just trying to say, okay,
Right.
if we took a bunch of personality traits that all kind of mesh and made that a category, you could break that down and make it into 8 more categories, and then you could break that
Mhm.
down and make a dozen more categories out of those things. It's so this is just a simplified version of here's what we think of your based on your answers. So
I've,
don't take it all as the Bible or something.
I've always been
Mhm.
interested in like a personality test, much like an IQ test, is probably a little biased anyway, because the kind of person who would even be interested in it is already like probably one of these categories, you know? But
Yeah.
Mhm.
I think that's less true for a personality test, but like IQ tests especially attract certain individuals to even take it. So I feel like, you know, the average
Oh,
is a little skewed.
it kind of killed me that the BDSM test thing from so long ago when we all started to that made the rounds in the Discord for a bit. That there were obviously a couple of people who actively went through the test trying to get 100% on as many things as they could or whatever.
Mhm.
And it was like, you're not taking the
You
test, you're
mention
trying
that
to beat
every
the test.
time, but it
And
was
I
like
don't
two
get it.
people.
Yeah, but I'm just saying there are people out there who go into a test looking for certain results,
Well,
and they
those two
answer.
people, I believe it was A Corp and Lego, had
Yeah,
taken the test so many damn times they were just screwing around.
I understand that. What I'm saying is about this test. If you go in with a I want entrepreneur,
Oh,
or I want this, then you're gonna answer questions in such a way that you think you'll get
Mhm.
that. You're gonna try and bias yourself in that direction.
yeah.
So go in open-minded and answer honestly, and
Well, I
that's
wouldn't
the
even
best way
want
to
to.
get
I
the,
didn't even know
the
what the
best
categories
result.
were.
Hmm?
I think that's the best way is to not even know what the categories are. Just
Yeah,
answer
that's what I was
things,
kind of
right?
saying. Is just take the test without really reading through what
The
they
funny
are or
thing though,
anything.
about that BDSM test, it was much like Donna's situation, where that is definitely a test that could be skewed by someone's mood at the time.
Hmm?
Um, and that's that. Well, that's just because that's sort of a
Yeah,
dynamic. It's never one thing. And
yeah.
if it ever is one thing, then I feel bad for that person because they're probably not evolving very much in that part of their
Oh,
life.
oh my.
What's going
Hmm.
on?
Just scrolling through the memes channel in the Discord real quick, and there's a video that Parabola Panda posted from YouTube, and it's a clip of a guy with a cactus, like a chunk of cactus with all the spikes on it, stuck in his leg, and somebody like popping it loose, and it's just going from one calf to the other calf and stabbing into the
Oh,
other
yeah.
leg.
Clee ones. Yeah.
Ooh. Just the just I wouldn't know what to do with that. That's terrible.
Yeah. They're going to nerf kills. Yeah. I covered it on my channel too. You don't need to go to other people's. Anyway. Yeah, I've ignored all the Fortnite stuff today. Look at that. Well, I answered one question, but it's largely just how's my day going? I don't know yet. I basically woke up, ate, went straight into podcast. That's essentially been my day.
Yeah.
I haven't woken up excited for the day in a very long time. And I thought about that. Like,
That sounds like a problem.
it is.
That sounds like depression. Welcome to the club.
It might
It's not
be.
a
I have this
it's
interesting
not a
thing
club.
where I'm not going to label it depression, but I'm not sad and I don't feel like life isn't worth continuing, but it mentioned like normal activities being difficult, and it's like this thing, or I've started making videos in the past where I sat down and had everything open, and then it's almost like I can feel it live, like the motivation just, and then suddenly I can't even do things I want to do. Like,
Mhm.
all right, well, I'll just play a video game instead. I'm like, "Ugh, I don't want to do that either. And then I just
Yeah.
slow way down like molasses. Like I couldn't even fold clothes, which isn't fun, but I'm like,
just
yeah, I want to get this out of the way. And then I'm like, ugh. I basically had to like robot through it, and it was fucking weird. It was like
you
playing
just
third
aptly
person in my own
you just
body.
aptly clearly described depression.
Depression.
Is that?
Yeah. So depression isn't
That's
always like, oh, life's not worth living.
yeah, it's not a
Depression.
constant doom and gloom.
No, that's suicidal tendencies.
And that's what I
Depression
was
is
told when I
Yeah.
brought it up to somebody. And, well, they mentioned that it wasn't sadness, but when I googled depression, that was like the first thing they listed.
But
on
yeah,
Mayo
so
Clinic.
it could be sadness. But so you're talking about not wanting to do anything. You're not enjoying
here,
things that you used to enjoy.
Let me read it so
and you
everybody
just kind of
sees exactly what I was going off of. Was depression is a mood disorder that causes persistent feeling of sadness and loss of interest, also called major depressive. This is the Mayo Clinic for those curious.
But so you are reading the technical definition of someone getting diagnosed with depression.
Right.
Depression can also be a general feeling.
Well, that's what I was just going to continue was major depressive or clinical depression. It affects how you feel, think, behave, and can lead to a variety of emotional and physical problems. You may have trouble doing normal day-to-day activities, and sometimes you may feel as life is worth. So basically, I took this and was like, take out the sadness and the life is not worth living shit. And I'm like, yeah, like regular, daily, not that hard activities are just.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it said it right there in the paragraph. It said major depressive. Right. Yeah, that's the thing is you're not experiencing major. You're just in the everyday kind of blah.
And then Ado says take a break, and it's like that's my problem. Is even on a break day, if I excuse myself from all work, no YouTube video, no stream, I can't even pull up a Steam game and enjoy it. I can't even.
So I was going to tell you about that. When my son died and I wasn't doing anything because dead baby, my therapist told me that I needed to do things that I enjoyed. And I was like, well, I don't even know. And he's like, well, what did you used to do? And I was like, oh, I used to play video games. So he gave me homework that I had to play any video games for 20 minutes a day.
And that's honestly a take that for me, it's physical activity, which I don't know if we've talked about the weather yet. It's very tough to do. And I don't mean the gym. That won't hold my attention. I don't mean running in place. I mean basically Pokemon Go. Like I want to go out and do a thing. So that's why
there you go.
I'm kind of crutching on the Pokemon event in 5 days.
20 minutes a day. 20 minutes a day. You need to go to your favorite walk around spot and go. What do you mean you can't?
It's 12 degrees out.
Okay. Go
I'm not bundling
with
up.
your car. Go to the. How far is the mall?
20 minutes.
It's far enough that you don't want to do that for 20 minutes every day.
That's
why the last few times you wanted to go do Pokemon stuff, like when we went and met Austin at the mall. Yep. I wanted to go, even though I had no money for shopping, and I definitely was not there for Pokemon. I was there to get the fuck out of the house for a bit. That's really all it was.
So here's what I did, because I want to tell people that this is the thing. I am very hard on myself. I'm very driven. Obviously, this channel didn't build itself, but that's where that's why I bring up depression, because I feel like I'm working against myself. I want to do all these things, but I feel like I'm walking in sand. And it's like, why? Like I said, I will have the fucking video recorded. I will have the gameplay. The timeline is up, and it's literally like there's a leak of just focus and interest goes. I'm like, what the fuck, dude? Why? And then I'll pull up a video, and then I'll just binge YouTube, and then 6 hours goes by, my timeline has nothing happening, and I'm like, what was that? What do you think the video's gonna build itself? So what I've done to combat this was I'm aware of the activity and forcing myself to do the things that make me happy. I cleaned my room. I did this where I opened up my window, which turned my room into a bubble of sadness, into oh shit, there's a forest out there. That helped a lot, actually, bringing in the light, literally. I moved a box, which took me a minute, and it had been sitting there for 2 weeks, which was amazing. Just getting that box out of my room was the teeniest little win that sparked a whole mood. I dusted. I have a Christmas tree behind me that still needs to go, so I might just clean. I might just get a bunch of things in order. A bunch of little wins can add up to a
it's funny how quickly, like you just said, a bunch of little wins, like just taking baby steps, little things can make you feel better. Just clear up your desk and organize it a little bit.
It's not even bullshit. Like these are real messes that have just been ignored. So it's just dust. That's good for the room. Get rid of a plate.
And you mentioned opening your window. You got to do that because a vitamin D deficiency can cause depression on itself.
I was thinking more of just mental exposure, because this goes from a flat wall of lifeless solitary confinement to an oh shit, the world is existing out there. That's right.
Well, it's both. You can see the world, and you actually get the sun, and you need it.
I actually opened the window here and opened the window. So cold air into the room. The fresh air coming into the room was a big change for me. It made everything smell better. It made me feel better, as I kind of picked up around there's not a whole lot of cleaning to do in here,
I didn't want to
because I
speak
kind of
outside of
keep
my.
pretty tidy.
I didn't want to speak out of my depth, but COVID did mention something I've heard, and that the glass is going to prevent any vitamin D anyway. But
open the window.
12 degrees again. But I did do that for
open
the purpose
the
of
really
I wanted
efficient
the cold.
air conditioning unit in winter. Yeah, no, and I don't think it's.
No, there is a AC unit right outside your window, isn't it? Yeah.
That's another thing I've
But
thought
no.
about too, is a seasonal effectiveness disorder. I don't think it's just that, because I get lazy in, the summer
All
as
times
well.
of year.
Summertime too.
But it's like because I have a pretty, like I said, driven personality, so it takes a combination of things to bring me down. Loneliness is huge. I thrive off of people, and I'm not really getting people. Online, I get it. I see all of you. It doesn't count. I need a
not the
human
same.
in proximity. Having Sig here has helped a bunch, because it's like, instead of driving to go get food alone, I have a human I can talk to, and I can bounce off of that.
I genuinely, I've told you a couple of different times at least, I don't mind going, even if I'm not going to get anything. I'm like, I just like getting out of the fucking house every now and then, you know?
My depression, if we're going to call it that, used to slump in the AMs when everybody was asleep, because the house was dead. I'm like, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
And this is my day. When I wake up in the AMs, I'm like, wow, I'm kicking off the first 10 hours in solitary confinement. Fuck yeah. That's not good for anybody. I'm not even going to label that, because I don't think anybody would want that. Or if you do want that, you might have your own problems. But for me, it takes a lot of things. Like, it's winter, I can't go outside. It's COVID, plus my job keeps me at home, so I'm not meeting anybody or doing anything.
Yeah, it's hard to have hard to have an IRL social life with the current situation. That's why when I tried to get you to come out to go do trivia night before COVID shut the restaurant down and stuff, I wanted us to do that. I didn't even care if I won at trivia. I didn't even care if I did well. I just wanted to get the fuck out of the house and go sit at the bar and
the prize
see
couldn't
people.
have been less appealing to me. A $50 store credit for the restaurant. I was like, okay. I'm just here.
Who cares about that? I'm just here to hang out and have a beer and sit with my friend and talk to people.
And I looked it up a long time ago that, like, not clinically, I mean, English vocab, depression can also literally just be pressing down on something. And I always felt like that was more accurate, because I'm like, I'm not sad. I'm not even close to suicidal, but I'm just, I'm like a zombie. Like, I'm just.
That's why people don't say, oh, I'm sad. They say I'm depressed, because it's a different feeling than being sad.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's nice to label it, to know that I'm not just lazy, because that's the thing, was my personality calls me lazy. I'm very hard on myself. If I'm not doing a thing, then I must be lazy. There's no other way to. But I'm like, okay, I'm kind of a slothy personality anyway, but I'm not lazy. My track record proves as much, and I have to tell myself this, because it's a constant battle, because I'm like,
well, there's a thing about being motivated to a point. You know, like I'm motivated. I have all the desire and the drive and want to do a lot of things. And then when time comes to do a lot of things, I'm like, yeah, I can put that off a little while though.
And that's how I feel.
It'll be okay. You know,
but again, I have to say my track record, because I have felt like, fuck, I haven't posted in days. And then if I look on my YouTube, I'm like, okay, I posted 4 out of 7 days last week. How the fuck do I feel like I haven't done anything? Because I clearly have. I don't know. It's this imbalance where I'm constantly feeling like I'm doing nothing when I really am. I am. Like, I have been busy, but it doesn't register as something that's whatever. Like, work hours aren't a thing I have. I could put in 8 hours, 10 hours and be like, okay, so now what? Next video? We're ahead of schedule, might as well. I never get to relax, and it's constant battle. So it's nice that it's like maybe a thing. I don't know.
Well, for me, on the plus side, I'm with Barry here about the whole having the Discord community as somebody to talk to from time to time has made a huge difference in my life. I'm glad to have the community that I have, the friends that I've made, the people I've met over the years of being part of the community. That I would not have met otherwise. You know, and I'm almost 40 years old. I went 20 plus years of that in deep depression, in problematic depression at times. Like I was suicidal at one point in time, like for a long time there. You know, I battled with depression daily, but you know, being part of this community and everything, and meeting all the people I've met has helped a ton. So you know, there's that. That makes such a big difference for a lot of people. Is, you know, if you want to have personal interactions, make the effort. You know, you can't just expect it to fall in your lap. You know, it's going to suck and you're going to be like, oh, I don't really feel like it and stuff like that, but do it. You know, it'll give you a reason to keep doing it. You know,
I did say earlier about how online doesn't count, and while it's not the same, it doesn't do nothing. You know, like if I was where I'm at and hadn't ever bothered to make a Discord server and never bothered to have a community to talk to, holy shit.
Yeah.
Oh fuck me.
Like what would I do?
For almost being 40, Sig looks good. Shit, yeah, I do. I look fantastic.
And you know, that's the other thing too, is like if I'm ever bored or feeling lonely, it's like there are all these channels where people are talking and I just kind of pop in. That helps. It's far from exactly what I need.
Then someone comes in. It's usually you are sick. You fishing for some company? That's exactly what I'm doing. What are you up to?
Yeah, that's funny.
The Save the World channel is really active, and it's like, it's really not personally helpful to pretend like there's nothing happening when there is. I mean, people are doing things. That's what I meant with opening the window, was proof of life. Like, hey, the world is still spinning no matter where your brain is at. It's a stupid lump of matter stuck inside a skull that thinks it knows everything. It doesn't, and you're far from experiencing everything in life. Nobody ever will. That's not your job. Everybody else's life is as complicated or more, and it's a nice little reminder that there's a lot going on out there. Whew. I still have a group of friends, small because it kind of broke down, and now we're 2 girls and 2 guys, counting me. Counting you. I see some double dates that need to happen, Barry. All right. I did the math. There's 2 girls and 2 guys.
How do we know they're all straight?
Yeah, what if the 2 girls like each other and the guys don't?
Yeah.
I'll let him bring up any of those matters, and we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. I'm playing. I knew you would do that. He knew exactly where I was going with that.
Yeah, well, he knew that before he typed the damn paragraph.
Oh yeah. Because the last time he brought up a girl, I was like, ooh, who are you talking to? He's like,
I remember that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Is she pretty? How much do you like her? You gonna take her out? Yeah. Just
and that's exactly like that.
Like a shitty older brother.
Yes.
That's exactly like that thing on the protagonist site. I'm always trying to like push someone into like doing a thing. Maybe bettering themselves a little bit, huh? Huh, Barry? You got a lady? Huh? Huh? It's fun for me. I don't know. Then we'll make the guys like each other. Oh no, Agano, he's trying to twist a knot. When I said movies and shows, started watching anime, like, ooh.
Oh, I do recall that, Barry.
We need to do more movie nights. We've been doing more of that recently. It's fun.
Yeah,
tonight, right?
Can't keep
after dinner?
Pokemon movies and crap.
I know. I started that while I was in Alabama, and then I said that we should do it after on stream days, because on stream days or on podcast days, you usually don't go. I mean, sometimes you do, but you don't always stream afterwards. So I feel like podcast days is perfect. We'll end podcast, we'll go eat, and then we'll have movie night.
I just caught like 2 cliches in the middle of that little quick thing, was because in my brain, like, it happened again. I've like, oh, we need to start doing movie nights again. Just selectively forgetting the last 3 fucking movie nights we just did. Like, we did Borat, we watched the Pokemon movie, and there was a 3rd one that I am completely forgetting, but it happened, and I'm sure it did. And I don't remember. Borat was super fun, and then
you talked about watching 1984, and then I told you not to do that.
I watched a movie review on it, and yeah, I could swear there was a 3rd movie. Well, we at least did 2. And then, yeah, the Pokemon movie, we had like 18 people in there. Like, it was very active. Very cool. Some Spartan thing. 300. Yeah, we
300,
totally
yep.
watched
Yeah,
that.
that's watched together.
Mm-hmm. So
That was just a couple weeks ago.
there you go. So exactly, we just did. Only 3 people spoke during the movie. Exactly, like the Pokemon movie. We had like more than a dozen people, and it was Barry and I and Archer talking. Like,
To be
and
fair,
Archer.
during
I
the
know, and
300 movie, I was like giving my kid a bath and
Yeah.
I was there, but I had to mute myself because I'm sure you guys didn't want to hear.
And I remember.
More bubbles!
I
Like,
remember why I forgot, because we got to the end of that movie, and my first legitimate comment was, that was an hour and a half telling a 20-minute story.
yeah.
So that's why a lot of that just kind of plays in fast forward when I think about it, because it was very cool combat scenes.
Yeah,
I'll give them
that's
that.
totally fair. Yeah.
Very inspiring story, but largely a lot of time spent on a not complicated story. But it was good.
Mm-hmm.
And the other cliche was, I lost it. Damn it. Thinking we should do it more, and then, acting like we hadn't. And then there was another one. I'm losing it. But anyway, yeah, it's fun. We should do more of that, because it brings people together, and it's exposure. Like I said, it's like this. Like I started binging YouTube videos recently that were outside of my regular recommended, outside of my pit of balloons, Pokemon, and chess, which are the 3 things that I essentially only watch on YouTube. And I'm like, I just need to I need to look at the other side of YouTube, proof of life that there are other things happening, and I got that, and it was nice. Am I going to stream on Twitch? Probably not today. My main streams are all on Twitch. Podcast is the only thing happening on YouTube. That's it. So
This is officially the Boys and Donna.
yeah, and honestly, even if I get accepted as a partner on Twitch, I might as well just keep the podcast on YouTube. It's where I'm uploading it anyway. There's not any serious benefit to doing it on Twitch. I mean, I guess you guys will have the opportunity to cheer bits and whatnot if we went to Twitch, but you could save that for a normal stream. Like, it doesn't need to happen during the podcast. So yeah, I don't know.
Wow.
Tip for anybody learning language. Yes, exposure. Change it on everything.
Guess what I found?
What did you find?
That movie that I was talking to Beast about in the car.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. It's a movie called Oxymorons, and it's about this couple of guys who get caught up in the drug trade during the height of the OxyContin trade or craze,
my hands.
when it became a widely abused drug years ago. And they were like robbing pharmacies and stuff. This is all like a complete drama movie. It's
Right.
It's not factual at all, really. But that's the whole basis of the movie. And there was a scene in the movie, and I don't remember exactly what the guy says, but Beast said something about like a receipt that had got washed in a pocket or whatever. And I was saying something about, oh, well, you could turn the pocket inside out if it was your like pants pocket, but with like a hoodie, the pouch pocket, it's always difficult to try and clean that. But anyway, in the movie, there's a scene in the movie where the guy says something about knocking the other guy out and leaving him with his bunny ears hanging out, is the way he said it. Leave you with your bunny ears hanging out. And what he meant was he would leave him with the pocket of his pants turned out from having robbed him of all of the items in his pockets,
Okay.
And it was just such a weird, a weird way to say I'll steal everything you got, leave you with your bunny ears hanging out.
Well.
That it stuck with me ever since then. And my old boss and I watched this movie. Like, he watched it and told me, "Oh God, you got to watch it. It's so stupid." And I was telling Beast, it's very reminiscent of the way what's the name of the family? The Gallagher family acts in I can't think of the name of the show now. Shameless. Yeah. The way the whole family like acts, like how they're all just kind of low budget criminals, That's the whole like how this movie runs and stuff. It's actually a really funny movie when you get through all of it or whatever. But yeah, I recommend it for anybody interested in watching those kind of silly movies.
Yeah, that's on the topic of non-sad depression. That's weird because whenever I've ever thought of depression, it was like such crippling sadness. But then apparently that's not it. Anyway, watching Shameless helped a lot. It's like, all right, well, if I'm in the mood for nothing, then I'll just be a sloth in bed, and I'm gonna live through the Gallagher family instead. And that's a fantastic show for it because their life is very interesting and much more going on than mine. And I finally got to the end of season 10, and they took a break during the holidays, and they're releasing that shit once per week. Can you believe that? Releasing a TV show once a week? Like one episode. Spacing it a week. Anyway.
How normal
It's not going to be the normal of the future. But, which means I think, when's Friday? So I think the 4th episode just came out a few days ago. And then they are going to be releasing like the rest of the 6 episodes up until like March. I'm like, damn. I'm done with season 10. Every day, getting further away from that dock, out into the sea of real world. And then season 11 is going to drop, and I'm going to get right back into the universe for a day or two. And then it'll be over. And,
tisk tisk.
Yeah. Apparently, Detective Pikachu is on... Oh, we'll get it on whatever service is available on. Don't ever worry about acquiring a movie in that regard. Whatever you want to watch, we'll watch it.
Yeah, are we gonna watch Detective Pikachu tonight? I like that movie.
We have accounts with multiple different things. If you just go through the list of all of us available, we have accounts on basically every streaming platform.
Yeah,
it'll happen.
So
there's at least one of us that'll have it. Yeah.
Cobra Kai is a fantastic show to get into because they finally released season 3. Netflix, what was it for? 3, right? 3. Yeah, 3. Netflix finally, they kept promise. They bought up the show, revived it for a 3rd season, which it deserved. And I'll let you guys form your own opinions, but I thought 3 was overdoing it because it's a show where they've got dojos on both sides, and then the kids are fighting all the time. And I don't know. The first 2 seasons were fantastic, and I think the 3rd one is good and worth watching. But Jaffe and I turned to...
I still have a lot of season 2 to get through.
Well, when you got a bunch of kids doing karate all the time, I feel like some very unrealistic responses happened in season 3, which is where shows start to lose me. But I don't care. I'm involved in that show enough to where I'll watch season 4 and 5. I don't even care. Whatever they're gonna do.
When a show just goes to absolute shit and you keep watching it because you're so dedicated. Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Is not where they went.
I expected Game of Thrones to do that, but they stopped at season 7. I'm happy about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And honestly, they're gonna make 4, 5, and 6 good. Because like I said, it's really smart dialogue and people actually made real world decisions. But nowadays they're doing karate all the time instead of calling the cops like you should, because we're way past a normal response at this point. But it's still good. It hasn't gone to shit yet.
I just really like Ralph Macchio. I don't,
Getting the real actors from the original movies was huge. I mean, that was a very good call.
30 years later, having them play a character that's 30 years older is just like, right there. Good job, guys.
Dudes from Karate Kid. Like, that's... Yeah. They got so much.
I could not believe they got Kreese. Kreese.
Oh, right, Kreese. I heard Grease.
The original Cobra Kai sensei.
Mm-hmm. Which is
Mr. Kreese.
I'm surprised they haven't had to do that. They haven't had to get new actors for anything that I've noted. I mean, they've...
well, they had the one guy that was in the original movies that passed away that they had him in talks about doing it, but he passed away before he could actually be on the show. And he was like Johnny's like buddy, one of the bad guys in the first in the movie.
The cancer one, right?
Yeah, I think he died of cancer.
I believe they did involve him in an episode. You might not be there yet.
I might not, but I remember reading something about how it was sad that he couldn't be on the show anymore or something.
Yeah, because they met up with a character who was dying from cancer and took him out. It was a fun time. Yeah, you'll get there, but then they give an homage to him.
Not the character was dying from cancer. The actual actor died.
Because I think he did die in IRL.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah,
maybe they got a stand-in for his character. I don't actually know. It might not have been the same actor. Anyway, it's still.
If I'm not high energy, I got a tummy ache. Sorry.
They definitely gave him something.
Why is 3G messaging me this audio bite?
No?
I've seen this one.
I don't know.
It's that audio bite thing on that people have been posting on Discord, where if you play it once, it just does one sound thing, and then if you click play again, it does a whole other sound. What it really is just a long file that pauses after a few seconds, and it looks like it's been done.
Sagino's wondering if they should stay up for the entire night and read for exams, or go to sleep, afraid they won't wake up in time. I love school. That's great.
Go to sleep now, and wake up early. Read everything you need to read right before the exams.
Boy, I don't know if there's. Yeah,
600
get whatever
pages,
sleep you
that's
can
not that
now.
difficult.
And
Set
then-
multiple
sleep-
alarms.
Yeah, the sleep is more important. If you can get through 400 pages of the 600 in the time after you wake up, then fine. But, the sleep is more important than
Netflix
getting through all
recommendations?
600 pages.
All right, Ivy, grab a pen and paper. I'll wait.
What?
They want Netflix recommendations. I just want to make sure he's ready.
Well, there's a Discord with a whole list already pinned, isn't it?
Yeah, I wonder like test results too, because I think I took probably the majority of my high school tests not fully slept. Breaking Bad is in there. You don't want to start with it because it'll ruin all other shows after it. Avatar: Last Airbender, Legend of Korra. Season 4 was teased for Avatar, like animated. So I don't know what the deal is on that, but it could be happening. Borderlands movie news. Oh my god, I did not hear about that, but now I'm excited. So I've wanted to make a list of like all my favorite shows on Netflix because I
Problem with doing that though is that Netflix is losing and gaining shows all the time.
They just took The Office off, which is streaming on Peacock for like $6 a month or something. I was like, oh, that's a reasonable price. Actually, that's not.
But no one wants anything on there except for Office.
Their packages literally detail The Office. Like if you pay for their service, you're getting The Office. They're selling one show.
What about like 30 Rock? Isn't 30 Rock off of that same like network?
No idea.
I saw a
so.
bunch of memes about Peacock dying after their contract with The Office ends.
Oh, Ozark.
Yeah. Oh, Ozark's a good one.
Blacklist is a good one if you've never gotten into it. Stranger Things, I believe the 3rd season is coming soon. Oh no, the 4th season, my bad. When did season 3 air? 2019? Yeah. So the 4th season of Stranger Things is coming soon. That one you might want to check mark. Like, don't start Stranger Things if you somehow haven't seen it, because it's you want to watch the 4th season as well. You is the same way. The show is called You. It makes it very tough to talk about. But Jaffe told me the 4th season is coming out in April. So, yeah, Sig doesn't like it, but I don't care.
Just couldn't get into it.
I've seen a lot of TV in my life, and 3rd season of You. That show just catapulted to the top 5 on my personal list. It was just ridiculous.
I tried really hard. I watched a handful of episodes at least, and then just could not find myself caring about any of the characters at all.
Jaffe and I were instantly intrigued. We're like, who is this guy, and why is he creeping on this girl?
Why
like,
is he being the way he is? Yeah.
The way he's talking, I'm like, aren't they dating? And then you find out that she doesn't even know him. You're like, what the fuck is wrong with this guy? Very intriguing show. I like it a lot.
Crick is saying Altered Carbon. I got through almost all of our Altered Carbon before like the last few episodes, where I was just like, I can't find myself motivated to want to see anymore.
I never saw the second season.
I enjoyed a lot of it. Umbrella Academy was a good show.
Netflix scary movies. Well, I was about to recommend Black Mirror, which has horror.
That one's good.
It certainly does. American Vandal is not horror at all, but it is worth watching. Psycho. That was a 10-episode limited series on Netflix. 10 episodes. You can knock it out in an evening if you're motivated, and it's good. Yeah, and he said he watched Breaking Bad and Legend of Korra. I'm like, wait, did you just skip Avatar: Last Airbender, or can I assume that's in there? Because you probably should have started with Avatar before watching Korra, but I mean, either way.
If you're gonna, Crick has a point there too. If you're gonna watch Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, just skip the most of the movie and watch the last like 10 or 15 minutes. That's the only part that's worth watching.
Once Upon a Time, that's like a 2.5-hour movie, isn't it? Like,
yeah, and the last 15 minutes is like the only part that's worth watching.
Yeah, where they It's not a movie we're even recommending you watch, so I'll spoil it. This is where like they break in and it's the whole somebody dies and shit. Like it's
the whole helter skelter scenes. Yeah.
And then there's like 2 hours before that of some dude doing odd jobs. I'm like, what was any of that?
Exactly.
What was all of that? Again, it's a movie that was 2.5 hours to tell a 45-minute thriller. Like, anyway, you watched Avatar before Korra. Okay, good. Okay. I mean,
Love, Sex, and Robots. That was a great series of little
Korra doesn't
individual shows.
Nearly as hard if you haven't seen Avatar.
Or Death, Love, and Robots, whatever it is. I don't know.
I mean, I think I can stay awake for 31 hours. That's including the entire school day. You know, don't. Shameless. Have we not already... If you haven't gotten into Shameless, or if you liked Breaking Bad, Ozark. Ozark is also...
It's Breaking Bad-esque.
It's very similar. Different shows, definitely, but... Yeah, what is Ozark Season 4? What's release date, what we know, and blah, blah, blah. Updated on June 30th. Oh, they updated it just for my birthday. Is returning for Season 4 with a supersized final Oh. They had an original 5-season plan. Are they not doing... Oh, wait, no, maybe they... Oh.
Talk about Save the World. This is going to come off a little rude, but I want you to know that, believe it or not all of Beast's life revolves around Fortnite.
You'll actually be shocked to learn that most of my day isn't spent... Like, I don't watch...
Fortnite related at all.
Like, I don't watch Fortnite streamers or Fortnite videos, because... This is going to sound cocky, but there's not a lot for me to learn about Save the World, and I already spend enough of it making my videos and such, so I don't really consume it recreationally. Hey, you know what? They start putting a team on this game and cranking out content. Woo! I'm ready. But I don't think any of us should be expecting that. Korra is made for older audiences compared to Avatar. True-ish.
I agree with that.
Well, I mean, I read about the production and how they were, like, curious how, like, a female lead would work and how if that was going to be interesting, and then they found that no kids cared. They were like, yeah, no, she's badass. Why would we not want a female lead? But they were definitely marketing it towards children, which is what I learned from that. But it doesn't matter. I mean, it's clearly meant as a follow-up, and they know that the kids are going to be older kids nowadays. I don't know. It was good, regardless.
I don't care if it's a boy or a girl, as long as they're badass.
That's literally what he said. He's like, no, we think she's awesome. I was like, yeah. And that was because it was old style Nickelodeon. I mean, they were just, I don't know if it was Nickelodeon or the Asian values of the company who ran the show, but somebody was just concerned. Yeah, kids don't have that stigma, and that's exactly what they learned. Korra was cute, not gonna lie. Yeah, I think, I don't know what I can say on stream. You should Google... Never mind.
Are you talking about Rule 34?
I am, yeah. No, there was... I am intrigued by... There was a fan-made game called 4 Elements Trainer, and it is shockingly...
adult-oriented?
Not made for under 18s, but it is like... There's storyline and shit. It's not just... smut, as the old people say. It's like, it's actual, like, it's well thought out and well made and very artistically. I was just intrigued, honestly. At this point, this is far beyond 18 plus. I mean, like, the actual, they continue, it shouldn't be as good as it is for fan made. Anyway,
yeah.
No, I'm just trying to think of, like, the rules of YouTube. I can't drop you a link, but you can hear my words and learn what you want to learn.
That's what I was gonna say. Is I'm not sure how much you can even say.
It's like I can mention Pornhub exists and what's on there, but I can't drop you a link. Not on the YouTube platform. Right. You can probably find that on your own. But yeah, I can't show it. And I can't link it. But and it's also one of those, like, disclaimer games where it's set in the future. Everybody's 18 plus. There's no concern there. Yeah. You just swear Nintendo owns like 50%. Oh, did I say Nintendo? I think Nickelodeon is what I... No, I definitely said Nickelodeon. You guys are talking about Pokemon.
And Nickelodeon.
Yeah, you guys are definitely talking about Pokemon. Nickelodeon and Nintendo are way too close. Join the Discord and get the gentleman's roll. Wink face. Yes,
Yeah.
indeed. If you're 18 plus,
Was
that
that
is.
what was that meme that I posted a long time ago? Says autocorrect makes me say things I didn't Nintendo.
I haven't seen you use that one in a while.
Yeah, it's been a long time. I've had it for a long time.
But anyway.
Oh man. Speaking of 18 plus and all that, I found myself browsing my Tumblr the other night from 2012,
Was half your account
2013.
flagged?
Yeah, probably.
Mine's a graveyard. It's just this post has been removed, blah, blah, blah.
There are so many people I followed that had some kind of adult content on their page at all, like even a little bit, and they got their shit shut down. And it was like, wow, okay.
They just nuked their platform.
Yeah.
They really did.
I'm blown
like, do you
away.
not know your target audience? Like,
I think the numbers I could find were, it was like 1% of the creators were 18 plus, but 26% of the viewing audience were on those accounts. And it was like, you just deleted like a fourth of your user base and they're gone.
You just nuked a quarter of your whole user base. Yeah.
Which apparently was worth it, so they could advertise and actually make money on it.
But who are they advertising to, and what money are they making? Like
that's what I found out was
completely shot from everybody
we were only
I've ever talked to about
a fourth of their users, so they're clearly not dead, but they're never gonna be mainstream again. I mean, Tumblr's just.
Yeah, I came across some really premium classic memes on there that I had posted back in 2012 and 2013 and stuff. So I'll be doling those out from time to time on the Discord.
I still have my 2017 iPhone backup when I swapped phones. And I had a good sense of humor, even as a kid. There's some quality. I haven't laughed as hard as I did until I started spamming memes when we were on vacation. That was good shit. I mean, really funny stuff.
The one thing that I grabbed at the time when I was scrolling through my Tumblr was a quote that I'd gotten from somewhere else on the internet that said, Bigfoot hunters really be out there using mating calls. Like, what are you planning on doing when Bigfoot comes tumbling out of the brush with a raging boner running at you? Like, and that kind of shit. It's like, what do you think's gonna happen here?
Plan on progressing from here.
Yeah, like this one right here, just out of nowhere. There's the Chrome meme where. What are we browsers? What do we want? More speed. When do we want it? Right now. And then Internet Explorer says browsers. That's just good shit. That's just funny. It's less funny now that Internet Explorer is long since dead and edged it out, but
you know what I find really, really funny about that whole thing, though, is scrolling through my Tumblr, and I found one of the earliest Mike Tyson memes I ever came across, and those are my favorite still.
Oh, is it what converted you to a Mike Tyson meme fan?
I think so. I think it was the earliest ones that I ever found, like, you know, him saying, you know, why is, what's wrong with 5, or no, I don't remember now, or what is it about 1/5 that's a problem? And it says 2/10. Like, I was like, what? Such a stupid meme.
Okay.
It's 2/10.
How do you feel about Mayweather versus Logan Paul in February? That's kind of a good case study. Like, to measure the level of interest, like, so to observe something so non-existent is actually quite difficult. Like,
I genuinely hope Mayweather fucking destroys him.
I am struggling to
but
communicate
Mayweather
my
has
lack
been
of
just like
interest in that
retired for a while, hasn't he?
I wouldn't know.
I'm not sure about it, but yeah. It's supposed to be like an exhibition match or something anyway. It's not like a prize fight or anything like that. It's just them doing it for the pomp and circumstance and showmanship of it more than anything. You know, and I swear I really want to see, like, you remember when Kimbo Slice got into Ultimate Fighting or whatever?
No.
Like, he had been a backyard boxer and was just destroying people like a silverback gorilla, you know. And then he got into Ultimate Fighting and he got destroyed on his first fight. You know, it was just like, oh, you fucked up big time, didn't you? And I'm hoping that's what happens to Logan.
Lucifer.
I think we all are.
That's another show.
Lucifer is a great show.
I just still had the site open, and I made the mistake of glancing over. And they said
Yeah.
season 6 is on Netflix. Wait, what? Why was that? Wait, what? Bullshit. Hold on. Or did I watch season 6? I can't keep track of what shows on what season anymore. Like, I feel like I just watched season 5. Yeah, 5 seasons. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
it's a what we know piece. Okay, so we don't know anything. Because half of season 5 went out, and then the other half. Lucifer's quite good, though. It's quite good. No, I was laughing about Raul getting all official on us, because some government websites don't support. I don't know.
I think it has to do with the plugins that are able to be used on Firefox and Chrome that are not able to be used on Internet Explorer or something.
All I know is
hearing
he's
something
military.
like that.
He said he repairs vehicles or something. But he's always
they're built to only work with one browser or something for the purpose of security.
You know you're official when Raul leaves us for weeks at a time sometimes when he goes into dark zones. He just won't have Wi-Fi for 3 weeks. See ya, beast. Then he's gone.
I'll be back. I'll be back though. Yeah.
I'll be back. Hopefully. All should be fine. Yeah. But no, I was laughing about before that was Microsoft Edge gets reinstalled, or like gets put back on my desktop every single time I update Windows. Every time they're like, "Oh, is Chrome your default?" No. But remember, Edge exists, and I'm like, "Aha! Don't care. Out of here."
Yeah. No, it's a.
Oh, we lost him. Yeah, finally back on YouTube. Well, I think this is honestly, even if Twitch wasn't hassling me with the partner thing, I think this is the place for the podcast anyway. That way I don't have to record it and re-upload it. See, the cool thing is it's not Sig's internet, because
he's there. Yeah.
I'd be down too. You'll also note we haven't dropped a single frame at 8,000 bitrate. So I know it's Twitch. All my stream laggy bullshit is definitely Twitch. We have held a consistent, healthy stream for over 2 hours now. At Twitch, I think they might be just capping. He saw me in froze. His computer just bugged out. Well, anyway, Twitch definitely. I think they've started capping people at 8,000 bitrate or something, because you're not even supposed to stream at that amount if you're not partner anyway. So I can't hold a stream over 6,000. It'll eventually lag, and then I don't know. But yeah, I want to make a list of all the shows I've enjoyed on Netflix. Is It's Always Sunny still on Netflix? That you should go watch that too. I can't recommend horror stuff. That's not my thing. But yeah. But that's what I'm talking about. Where you see how excited I get when I talk about all these shows. But it's so annoying how I really enjoy shows as much as I do, yet I feel so lazy watching them that I rarely find myself watching new shows. And it's like, why do I do this to myself? It's like I enjoy the shit out of all these shows and then like mentally penalize myself if I try to watch new ones. It's like I want to just smack the bullshit out of me. Like, go watch a new show. And that's what Shameless was for me. And he's totally gone. Well, I guess he's been gone for a while, but
I mean, I think we are past time.
His computer does do that, because he has my old motherboard, and that's exactly what would happen, is it would just freeze. Because that's instantly what I thought, was like, what? His computer froze? I built that computer. There shouldn't be anything. Oh, wait. I knew I was selling him faulty hardware, and he knew he was buying it. This was an acceptable thing for him. So, yep. I've never witnessed it in the flesh.
Yeah.
It's a good thing we got him on an SSD.
You guys are ridiculous.
We were laughing, Sig, about me trying to figure out what was wrong.
That was that problem that you transferred from you to me.
As a grizzly virus rampages the city, a lone man stays locked inside his apartment, digitally cut off and seeking help. #alive. Is this a good movie? A good movie? Let me see. What kind of ratings? 6 out of 10. 88%. Hashtag Alive is apparently a good one. And horror. It's a zombie movie. You want to watch that tonight?
Can.
I'll throw that on my list.
Definitely
Oh,
can.
hi, Griffin.
Oh, you must have frozen before.
I did not see you.
They were saying they froze your PC.
Yeah, I froze. The last thing I remember reading, freaking government bullshit by Rosa.
Oh my. Yeah, we were talking about Raul's very.
Now
Earlier
YouTube
he
is
clarified with
being
bits. I
glitchy,
forgot.
yeah.
I didn't see that he mentioned that. Yeah, Raul will disappear for 3 weeks and then he'll make up for the time he spent not cheering. You're too much, Raul. Too good to me. Did you watch Power Book 2? I've never heard of that. Don't know what that is. I do not know what that is. Sig, are you back?
You watch Power Book 2? I don't know what that is.
We were laughing about
Yeah,
how
as far as I know.
we knew that when you froze, it wasn't the internet. LMAO. Because then.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. He's doing that thing where he's sidetracked.
I thought we just said all this.
What? Huh?
I thought we just said all that.
I thought we said that before you were back. Didn't we? Maybe Donna said it while I was reading. Why is everybody muted for me on Discord? What the hell's happening? I'm watching you talk, but I can't hear anything. Donna, try again?
No,
Okay.
yeah.
I'm talking.
Why is Discord like? I can hear you now. We're good.
Okay.
Yeah, there was a weird lagginess, but yeah.
I gotta
I don't
go
know.
Oh.
so that I can go explode.
I'm not even gonna ask. What
Yeah,
that
I thought
means.
for sure the moment that my PC froze and everything, you were going to be like, "Oh, that's a good reason to end. See you guys."
It
And
is
call.
actually.
Tried
Yeah.
to, but he wouldn't shut up.
Oh, there's no rating on YouTube.
Oh.
Do we even need to? I don't know.
Oh well.
No.
Womp womp womp.
Nobody know where
Okay.
we need to go.
I'm going before I throw up. Goodbye. Love you. Goodbye.
Oh, all right.
Bye,
Then.
Loza.
She's gonna go.
Yeah. Wow.
She just can't keep it in. She's too excited. Well, now
Yep.
we're all split. All right. Well, Minerva podcast. Oh, it's weird. I'm like so used to stopping the recording, but we're not. Minerva podcast episode 58. Whew. We'll see you guys in Discord. Oh, I can't because Nightbot. Did Nightbot ever even start functioning? I haven't seen anybody run commands.
Not to my knowledge. I don't know.
All right. Well, guess it's not working on YouTube.
Yeah. No idea.
Oh, it
We're
worked.
gonna figure it
I
out
know
by next time, hopefully.
Oh, it's funny. I clicked the button and then the chat showed on the stream. You could see Twitch is working. Archer's waving goodbye on Twitch. You troll. All right. Goodbye.